New tonight, it's no surprise that underage college students can be resourceful when it comes to getting a fake ID. So, how good are folks at local businesses that sell alcohol at spotting those fakes?
Yeah, the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission conducts sting operations every month to make sure that establishments aren't serving to minors. So how well are businesses in town doing? Our TORI LARNED rode along with officers to find out.
The Texas Alcohol and Beverage Commission provides the licenses to any retail establishment that wants to serve alcohol, so they also monitor them to make sure they're following the laws. And one of the big ones, not serving anyone under the age of 21. So every month they pick a day, pick some places that sell alcohol, and give them a test. And I actually got a tag along on one of these undercover operations.
I see a lot of people who I know are underage at bars.
Before the legal age of 21 years old, many kids are getting their first taste of alcohol from retailers that shouldn't be providing it.
I see it pretty frequently.
There's several spots where, it could be like, yeah, I know this spot, I heard it from a friend.
Living in a college town, bar owners say it's hard to catch every minor in the act.
With how they do their IDs, a lot of them are very difficult to tell and verify that they're real or fake.
They don't have the same resources that a law enforcement officer would have to run that ID.
But Mark Menn with the Texas Alcohol and Beverage Commission says compared to the rest of the state, Lubbock businesses are better at catching those minors.
Sorry, I can't serve you.
Almost 90% of retailers selling alcohol in the state comply with underage drinking laws. Lubbock is at 94%.
When we have a place that's either had a complaint or a previous violation, we try to educate them and get them into voluntary compliance, and then we go and check compliance again at a later date. Hopefully they don't make that mistake again.
TABC is making sure to keep their eye out by going undercover.
It is a straightforward attempt to allow them to do the right thing.
We're going to be going with TABC to all of these things. And how many locations are we going to be hitting?
We're going to hit about 17 to 20 locations.
All right, so we're going to follow along with TABC and see how this all goes. Sergeant Bobby Castillo, an agent on this sting, explains how it all works.
We'll have undercover agents who will accompany our minor to different locations. That minor will enter the location and attempt to purchase alcoholic beverages. We also have open teams who will be out to provide extra security.
If a clerk asks the minor any questions,
Are you under 21?
That minor has to answer truthfully.
Yes. If for some reason somebody does sell alcohol or deliver alcohol to our minor, what will happen is our open team will go in and make contact with the person who actually sold or delivered the alcohol. And we'll also make contact with management.
If caught, it could be costly for a business.
A suspension of a given number of days or a fine of $300 per day equivalent to that suspension.
Menn says since January, only 7 places here in town have been nabbed for selling alcohol to minors. Now on this sting, all 17 places we went to were in the clear. Business owners like Tommy Bonner with Beer House says he knows why.
It's not worth it for them to have a beer for me to risk my business, my employees' livelihood, their kids' livelihood.
And while Menn says it'll always be a problem, as a business owner, Bonner, who's always passed the test, says he takes every precaution to stay safe.
Customer service guys, which are our bouncers and bartenders and wait staff, sit in with TABC on the steps that they can take to identify fake IDs. And so they follow those rules. They know that I'm hard on it.
If a TABC officer catches an employee selling alcohol to a minor, they say if the business has had their staff previously trained by TABC in detecting underage minors, they're more understandable and may give the business a less severe penalty.